G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Wednesday the 27th of June. So we've got the daily charts here and we're kind of just messing around, like we've been talking about the last few days, this bit of a support resistance area that's going through about 1330. It's an area we're expecting, both sides of the market to come in, and that's been the go for a little while now, but, just to have a bit of an overall look at it, you can see the market's popped up here, so this is quite a significant area, then it's come down, popped up again, and once it's popped up through that and then confirmed that area and pushed higher, this is really indicating an upwards trend. The fact is now this market's having quite a decent pullback, so it's just a matter of fact of how strong you see this pullback. It's coming back and it should hold, which it has. You can see a bit of a support line running through about 1300 level, 1302. So it's holding that now, and since seeing that hold, we've seen these two green candles. So the fact is we've got a holding formation looking like these buyers are pushing up. It might want to go up to these highs, but they're coming up to another resistance area, that 1330, which could potentially hold them and push them back down to these lows. So the overall formation is on the upside, but with a combination of support and resistance areas there, it's an area that could potentially go higher or lower. So for that reason, I'd start today placing a little bit more weight, certainly with the buyers. This is the start of today's candle, Wednesday candle, so we had plenty of room to push up to 1330. Thought that was definitely possible, so more weight with the buyers, but again, just expecting that there will be both sides of the market coming in having a go. It's certainly not a one-sided day. It's not like we're significantly breaking a very strong support or resistance area and where you see those one-directional days. So expect two sides of the market to come in and play a part. So first up here, you can see the market, it's headed on that upside to start off with. Some very strong buyers to begin. It's pushed up. It's come right back to where it started and pushed a little bit below that open, but eventually it's held and then pushed higher again. So that the power points on the 1 minute chart will show that area a bit better soon. But just waiting for confirmation and subtrend. So a little bit of a sideways start. Even though there was power on the upside, came back, then power again. So now we've got confirmation of this upside and we're pushing up higher here. The market then starts to come back, so expect the market to hold anywhere around 13, 21, 22, and that's going to really show power with the buyers. That's what it's doing, is coming back and looking to bounce off the top of this original range here. So it's made a bit of a high, push through it, it's come back, it's bouncing off that. So as soon as you see that sort of confirmation, and again we can have a bit of a closer look at this particular area on the 1 minute chart, but all through here leading up to here, the market was a little bit 50-50, whether it wanted to push down or potentially hold and go back and make higher highs. We did get some holding patterns through here, so this area going through and making higher highs was quite a high percentage, and eventually it's done that. Have a look at this area closer on the 1 minute chart in a second. Once we got to lunch, we got this real bit of a sideways period, and that lasted all the way through lunch, and then we've got this real bit of a shove down here. So again, because we've just had buyers all day, at some stage expecting the sellers to come in, so looking to apply pressure, get some sort of pullback and then a continuation on the downside. That never eventuated. No harm's done. It just nothing eventuated of an area that was potentially coming on the downside. From there, it lacked power. It just went sideways. We've had a bit of a pop up here. It's tried to go down again. It's failed to do so. Around this area, it's becoming quite sideways, and the downside, which was strong pushing down here, has now lacking power and momentum. So if looking for sell trades around here, which was still looking for potential sells until it started popping up like this, if you're looking for sell trades, be careful and always watch other markets. The other markets provide a lot of support, and the fact was the only market supporting the downside of it was the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq can quite often do a thing of its own. I don't often place a lot of emphasis on that. The Russell, I tend to put most emphasis on. The Russell and the Dow Jones were hanging up really high. They were showing no signs of pushing down. This bit of a push down here, they were sitting a lot higher and sitting back up around its highs. So just this sell side never became convincing, even though it was forming. There was nothing there to guarantee that it was going to push down lower. And the fact is, it's tried to push lower and just hasn't done that. As soon as it starts popping up like this, breaking through this bit of a swing high here, meant this market then it's going to switch sides really quite quickly, and there's going to be change in pressure, and change in pressure will bring in a really strong move, and you've seen that here. And again, it's gone back to the highs and broken up to the new highs. So a very predictable area if you're just understanding it and looking for that relationship between the buyers and sellers, and the fact that the sellers just couldn't go on with it. The other markets were sitting higher, so as soon as that pressure changes, up they go. Looking at the 1 minute chart over here. So here's this bit of a sideways period. So very strong buyers to start off with, came back, then popped up here again, and away it went. So this power fade up here, not a bad chance. Once it gets that confirmation of power on the upside, it's breaking through this highs here, so you just want to get above that high, which is basically the entry of this power fade, and away it goes. So this is a high chance of working that particular power fade there. This is where the market started pulling back and then just looking for it to show some sort of confirmation of what it wants to do. So really through here, it started to become a 50-50 market. Showed signs of pushing up. Then through here, there's obviously, this is quite a strong push down here, but at no stage is it breaking through these support levels, which are sitting around the 1321 area. So again, just waiting. The market popped up here, popped down, held again. Now, as soon as this market pushes up higher here, you can see it's just breaking up past a little bit of a swing high here. This is really strong price indication that the buyers are going. The fact is, a couple of things. It's held support. All the other markets are holding as well. Okay, so it's stamping out the sellers there, and then confirmation of that is that it could get some power, break through a little bit of a mini resistance level there, and the fact it pushed through that quite easily is confirmation on the upside. If these sellers are going to go, expect the market to probably stop at the end of this candle here and then start pushing lower again. So as soon as it starts popping up like that, confirmation that they're going. As to what you do from there, normally when you see that confirmation, you want to see it pop back a little bit and get a better entry or get it there. But there's an opportunity then to look for the market to go to the highs and push higher, which eventually did that. So then we've got this sideways period through lunchtime. Then we've got this push down really quite quickly to this power point here, and this is the area we're talking about where it all of a sudden became evident that the sellers are around. But what you want to see is it push down, pop up, and then put a lot of pressure on that. So you imagine it pushes down like that, and there's a pivot point as it pops up. You want it then to come back straight away and apply pressure on that pivot point. See all the other markets breaking that. Okay, so this particular sell area, it lacked all that sort of thing. So the sell side certainly wasn't convincing. It was looking for it, waiting, and it just never eventuated. And then all this lack of selling pressure, or lack of sellers coming through, all of a sudden formed into pressure for the upside. And then as soon as it starts breaking, you can see there's a bit of a range here. As soon as it breaks up above that range, it's going to go on with it. And from there, you can see it's gone 1, 2, 3, 3.5 points past that range in quite a quick concession. And that's all the built-up pressure from price action and a lack of selling pressure, turning then into buyers pressure. So that's a wrap up for Wednesday. We'll speak to you guys Thursday.